Ike Diaz live with the amazing Lord Help Us Tampa. It goes down. It's been 2 weeks, guys. We're back. We're back at it. I want to thank everybody who's been supporting us. Hello, Sister Helen. How are you?
Oh goodness, hold on, I got feedback.
Oh,
Sorry.
the feedback drives us crazy. I do that all the time. I actually don't think I did it this time. I hope. I didn't do it this time.
Yeah, not yet.
What is that? Is that me? Oh, that is me. No, it's my phone. My phone. I was sharing it right now to the group, and it was. I'm trying to share it to the other group real quick to KBLP LLC, and the commercial started playing something I don't know in the background. So I have feedback too. So here we go. We're gonna get into it. I don't bring up 5G much, but I had people on me all week talking about 5G, 5G, 5G. Is it connected to anything?
Over and over again.
What's that?
Let's refer to it as 5.7.
5.7. I know we have all our little codes for everything, and I just want to give.
We're working on the enemy's platform, so we've got to do what we can until you're ready to take the leap over to D Live.
I know I'm almost at D Live. I'm almost at D Live. Then I can talk all this. I won't know. I'm just joking.
You can, as long as you're X tagged, which just means R-rated.
Yeah.
You can talk about whatever you want to. There's people sitting on there just getting high. They're talk about whatever.
Where's the volume on this? Oh, okay. I got the volume on it. Finally got the volume on it. Shout out to everybody that's here. I want to give a quick shout out to Denise Harris and Michelle Auger, who did Planet B.O.B. tonight. They did Heat Exhaustion, Summer at Home, and Types of, I'm not going to even say that word, but episode 33 of Planet B.O.B. You can check it out at KBLP LLC at Speaker.com, or you can check it out on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Pandora, all your streaming locations. It's available. So make sure you go by and check them out. They did a really good job tonight. So I'm really excited for them.
Oh, hi, Jimmy.
Jimmy, what's going on? We missed you last 2 weeks ago. I wanted to tell you something, man. Oh, I see it now. Jimmy, I was watching. Everybody knows I watch my cowboy shows, right? Like I'm like really into cowboy shows. I have no clue why. I can't tell you why because I don't know why. But anyway. So I'm watching it, and at the end, I'm reading the credits because I like to see some of the names of who the actors are, and I look them up. You know, like it interests me. You know, it's one of the things that interests me. And so at the end of the thing, it had Jimmy's name on there, first and last name, identical to the way he writes it on. I don't always say the last name, but I always say Jimmy. But it said it identical to Jimmy's name, so I was pretty shocked because I had never seen anybody else with that name, and when I saw that on it's not
at Transwest, we know what it takes to go the distance.
Really?
Yeah, I'm trying to share it. We need people to watch. So yeah, Jimmy, that was the. I just shared it again one more time to Facebook. So I'm gonna leave that alone so I don't cause any more problems.
Jimmy, are your ancestors cowboys?
No, it was a like an executive producer or something that runs the show. That
Okay. Okay, Jimmy, do you have some people in your family that wear small hats?
Why are you? I'm glad to see you, Jimmy. I missed you 2 weeks ago. We had a really good live stream. I think who was on with us? I forgot who was on with us. Who was on with us?
Rick Swain.
Oh, brother Rick Swain was on with us. I knew it was somebody that we regularly hang out with. Yeah, brother Rick Swain was hanging out with us 2 weeks ago. It was pretty fun. I haven't talked to him. I talked to him like once since then. And like I said, tonight we'll be having my cousin. Hopefully, she'll be joining us for a few minutes to say hello to everybody, so we get to know her.
Okay, so go on. Before I censored you, when you were all 57575757, and I'm like, whoa, algorithm, hello.
5757. I know. Them algorithms are we were talking about the other day on the live stream we did about the algorithms, because we kept F bombing, and I don't like to cuss, and the algorithms were hitting us like crazy. Because it's with me and him, when we go on the air, it's just like, oh man, it's so nutty. Hopefully he shows up tonight.
Okay, so you were saying that everybody's been asking you about.
Yeah, everybody's been asking me about 5'7". So 5'7". And actually, that's the number it is in the alphabetical chart too.
Why do you think it's 5'7", Goofy?
I didn't think about it till after you put it together for us there, Sister Helen. So yeah, so this week I had a couple things. The second one I'll announce later, because we're going to talk a little about FE tonight. Finally, we hardly ever get to talk about the FE movement, and we're going to talk about it tonight. I'm excited. But so for 5'7", I have people out of the blue just coming up saying and saying, now these people know about it. I even had a question asked to me like, have you ever heard of 5'7"? And I'm like, and this is from a family member who listens to our live streams. And I told him, haven't you been listening to me for the last 5, 6 years, 7 years? I've been talking about it on live streams for a long time.
Yeah, that was somebody that says they watch your shows.
Yeah, he says, yeah, I know. That's pretty much the truth right there. So I kind of said it rudely, and he got kind of upset. But he always gets upset about everything, like little things get him upset. But so another person, I'm in the grocery store where I normally. What's that?
You gotta be careful about how you go about it. You can't be like, well, duh, yeah, I know. I've known about it for the last 7 years.
Yeah.
You gotta be like more like, yeah, I've researched it. What do you want to know?
Yeah. Well, that's with the family members, so that was okay, I guess. You know what I'm saying? The way I came off, but the grocery store guy is the one that really got to me, because I always talk to all the grocery. They all know me in the store I go to, and so he's sitting there telling me about 5G, like I never heard of it before, and I never heard of anything that we're doing here, and it's all brand new news. You know what I mean? And I'm sitting there taking it in, and I didn't respond like I did with my cousin, but I was like, I'm gonna share a link with you, man, because I actually have his phone number. I'm gonna share a link with you, and if you could watch it. So I gave him one of my old videos from like 4 or 5 years ago on the other channel, and I said watch it, and then next time I talk to you, let me know what you think. But I haven't been back in to talk to him yet. I was hoping to go back in before we did the live stream, but the thing is, and Helen broke it down really good. I kind of knew this, but the way Helen broke it down was a lot better than I would, because I don't like to talk about the said whatever
the situation that's going on right now.
Yeah. So break it down a little bit for us, Helen, the way you did right now. I think you did awesome. So, I was going to come on the screen for a minute.
With the radiation that the 5.7 allegedly puts out, in some people, not in all people, but in some people, will cause like a radiation poisoning type deal. They'll get symptoms like they have radiation poisoning, and those are the same symptoms that you get with said situation that's happening right now. So people are linking the two up but it's not necessarily the same thing. Some of those may have been, but a lot of them are just amped up and claim that they had it so the hospitals would get their money.
Yeah, that's a lot of info. Like 5.7's already going up here in Colorado, guys. I'm taking pictures of everyone they put up. Like,
It's all over the place. It's been going up for years. I mean,
yeah.
you're a fanboy of Richie.
The weird thing is they're putting 5.7 up. I don't know if you noticed this in your area, but they're putting 5.7 up at grocery stores, in the back of grocery stores, or on top of them. I don't know if you've seen that. Yeah.
You know what? I did notice that Walmart, when you used to go into the back of Walmart, you would lose reception.
Yeah.
And it hasn't happened this year at all. I wonder if they fixed their whole situation.
As far as Walmart goes?
Yeah, Winn-Dixie too. You used to not be able to use your phone in the back of Winn-Dixie.
Really? Well, I have a hard time now in King Supers using my phone. It don't last that long. Gotham City Inc. said fake. I don't know what he's saying fake about, but shout out to Gotham City Inc. who's been here for a long time, man. For a couple years with us now.
Oh yeah, Jimmy says it's going up everywhere, and it is going up everywhere. It's too
How
late.
are you? I gotta open another window because I'm not getting those messages. That irritates me.
I'm on my phone and I'm looking at the computer, so.
Okay. That's weird. It's going up every. See, I'm just getting messages now. And the crazy thing is that people don't see it. I don't understand why people don't see what's going on. You know what I mean?
They do see it. They don't care.
Yeah, I know. Gotham City Inc. Thanks, man. I appreciate you being here. That's awesome, man. He says he has a lag. I had to open another window because I can't see the questions. They don't pop up. It takes forever. So I opened another window to see the questions. So make sure that. And now I'm behind on the TV. I don't like being behind on the screen and then being behind on the. So if you guys get a chance, please, if you see them, especially in grocery stores, because this is really getting to me. If you get a chance and you see those 5.7 towers going up at the grocery store, please send me a picture because I'm trying to figure out what the link is to how they're gonna expand it. I don't know why they're starting like that with the grocery stores because I'm seeing it at every grocery store in my neighborhood. The only one they haven't hit, and I better not say it, is my main grocery store. And I'm gonna be so upset if they hit it. I'm gonna be like, wow, man.
Well, you're gonna sit in your house and balled up in your corner, sucking your thumb, crying about 5G or
5.7, 5.7, 5.7 G.
Sorry.
5.7 G. Yeah, Jimmy. You and Sister Helen are correct. Nobody does care. It's like I was sending people to the oh, I know why she didn't send me up. I was sending people to courthouses to ask them about 5G. This was years ago. I've talked 5.7. I've talked. I know. We've talked about this. And I sent them to the courthouses, and back then they would actually tell the people they didn't know anything about it. They didn't know what they were talking about. And I sent them to all the.
You sent them to the courthouses or the city councils?
The court, well, city council, courthouse. It's all the same here because I live in. Where I live, there's like 5 little cities around me. So I had somebody go to each one of those little cities and talk to them. And this was years ago, and it's written because we documented this. And they at that time, the city would tell them that they didn't know anything about 5.7. I'm serious. This was 3-4 years ago. They didn't have no clue what 5.7 was. So now I'm going to run another test, and I'm going to send people back in, and I'm going to see what they say now about it. I'm gonna see what they say. What they say. What they say about 5'7". Reggie, what's going on, man? I just saw you. Sorry about that, man. I got another page open, so I just saw you were here, bro.
Oh man,
What's that?
talk about gas. Like I'm fucking breathing in gas with that shit.
It just said, "Don't talk about this or that or this or." when you
Yeah,
go live now, there's all.
go
What's that?
ahead.
No, I was just letting everybody know when you go live now, they have all kinds of rules that you have to check off when you go live. I don't know if you anybody here, anybody else that goes live, if you've seen that, all the different rules that they have. But
I've been hanging out on D-Live too much. I'm used to it over there now.
I know. Have you
Barely
went?
ever.
Have you went live over on D Live or not?
No,
No.
I tested it out. I know how to do it.
Oh, you do? You figured out how? Remember we were trying to do it that night. We were trying to go live, and I was gonna go live that night. Remember, I was like, "Oh, I'm ready to go live," and I couldn't figure out how to do it.
No, I figured out how to do it. I couldn't figure it out from my phone. I had to get on my laptop and do it.
Okay, so as long as we get on the laptop, we should be able to go with it.
Yeah, I had to go through Streamlabs.
Oh, you did go StreamYard, right? StreamYard or
No,
StreamLab?
Streamlabs, because StreamYard takes you straight to YouTube, and you've got to pay the extra to get on another platform.
So Jimmy thinks that he thinks that 5'7" will be able to mind control us if you take the vaccine. Everybody knows I'm not taking the vaccine. If you listen to me for a long time, you know I'm not taking the vaccine. So he's making a point there, but we're already being mind controlled.
I'm not that deep down that rabbit hole, but I don't think that we're all being mind controlled. It's a consent thing because it doesn't work without consent. I've told you this before.
Well, here's the thing: a lot of us that are here that have been here for a long time. I know what you're saying, Gotham City Inc. All the rules and all the changes, man. We're calling something 5'7" instead of the actual name right now. But
That's okay. That's okay. They're redefining words.
we're just making up. We call this this thing that's going on. We call it Virus 33. just to avoid whatever we can avoid, and I'm still getting demonetized left and right. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's craziness. I got this meme where it says like it has like oh shoot, it has like it has YouTube behind it and it has the police behind it and it's all like getting into your head. It's a pretty crazy meme. I should have used that as the thing. But hold on just real quick, my son. I'm gonna talk to my son just real quick. Will you take over for a second, Sister Helen?
I'll try to take over. I don't know what taking over means.
Ike Diaz live with Sister Helen about to take over for a few minutes. Thank you guys. I'll be right back.
I don't know. I've decided personally not to give all this stuff my energy, and it's come out so well. Everything's been going so great. And if I sit around down the rabbit holes all day long, thinking about this and thinking about that, not learning anything, just theories here, theories there, and I don't know. I found it to be a waste of time to me after a while. Anyways, I was on it for years, but I've taken a step to not give it my energy. I keep up on things here and there, but yeah, you either Gotham City because It's been so much better for me.
What's that? What happened? What I missed?
No, I was saying that I know about all this stuff, but since I haven't been so deep down all these different rabbit holes, I've been like, my life has been so much better. Everything's going great in my life.
I just read Jimmy's he has an RC airplane and he painted it black and white and put Virus 33 on there in big letters. You see how I avoided that real easy? I appreciate the comment. We have to kind of avoid that for some oddball reason. I don't know what the deal is with that. Actually, in Gotham City Inc.
You gonna say in 5-7 and the situation all in the same video, and they're gonna cut your stream, bruh.
I know, that's why I'm trying. Okay, 5-7. Yeah, Gotham City Inc. I'm actually doing a short film called Virus 33, so it's gonna be pretty cool. I did an intro to it already. You should check it out if you get a chance. It's over at Barajas Brothers TV and Podcast. It's pretty interesting. I just do a voiceover. Everybody, if you get a chance, stop by Gotham City Inc.'s page and check it out. He got some pretty cool content. And get to know each other. Like I said, I know everybody that's here, everybody's been here for a long time, so it's cool to have people that have been here for a long time. Carl Taylor, what's going on, man? Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. You're awesome, man. What's up with your what is that on his picture now? He changed his picture.
Oh,
His avatar. Carl changed his avatar.
I don't know.
If you don't know Carl, guys, check him out. He has a group on Facebook. Oh, he changed the name. Could you put your group name on there? He changed the name of the group that we have that we post over there, and it's a flat Earth group. So it's a FE group, guys. So make sure you come by and check it out over there with Carl. It's pretty cool. I enjoy it. He posts some great pictures, some great stuff, guys. He's a surfer, so he's always out on the ocean every day, 5 in the morning. Man,
I don't know. He's sneaky. That picture looks like something trying to hypnotize somebody.
I know it does look like that, huh? Okay, it's a FE Christchurch, New Zealand. So make sure you go over and check it out. It's an awesome group, guys. I've been in it for a long time, and there's not a lot. You go to some FE groups and there's a lot of controversy. This group is all about like posting cool pictures and stuff. It's really fun, guys. So I would really recommend it for everybody if you haven't been over there yet. So back to 5-7 real quick, guys. Let's get back to 5-7 before we change and go into the FE movement like we promised everybody. The direction of this 5-7, guys. What I didn't want to bring up. Thank you, Carl. I appreciate it, man. You're awesome, man. Thank you for being here. I was asking you about your avatar, man. It looks like a time travel avatar, but green.
He said it's art.
It's art. Okay. It is. I'm looking at it now, and I'm like, It reminds me of the time tunnel when we were kids. That movie, The Time Tunnel. It was on repeats when we were kids, but
you're on my suspect list, Carl. I'm watching you.
He's trying to hypnotize us tonight.
You're pulling in sneaky tricks in the chat.
Don't give Carl a hard time. Carl's a cool dude. His regular page is Tranquility Pyramids, right, Carl? I think your page where you have your content is. Or did you change that too? Or I'm not sure.
Yeah, I haven't seen that handle in a long time.
Yeah, he has he had a lot of content over there. I have to go by. I haven't been by for a while. There's a lot of pages I got to go by.
He said that's another group. I don't hang out in the Facebook pages.
Yeah, Gotham City Inc. Yeah, I did a voiceover for that Virus 33, so it's gonna be pretty cool, man. How do I? I'll give him the link real quick. Let me see if I can find the link. You're quick at that.
What do you need a link for?
For the Virus 33 for Gotham City Inc.
I don't know which video you're talking about.
It's on Barajas Brothers TV and Podcasts.
Let me see if I can find it.
I don't even. It's not even coming up on mine. I'm trying to share you the link, Gotham City Inc., but I can't even pull up the page for some oddball reason. It's on YouTube. Oh, see, that's my show page is still way behind. It's barely on Jimmy's last message a long time ago. Let me see, where am I at here? Here we go. I'm on the regular page now. Remember, guys, everybody support each other. Go to each other's channel, subscribe, leave a comment for everybody. So everybody still, no matter what, we're still trying to, YouTube still has their little changes and glitches and everything, but we're still trying to grow out here and support each other. So make sure to go to everybody's page and show some love, guys. Show some love out here in the Mile High City. And I said the Mile High City, and we're talking about across this flat plain, guys. I apologize. Across this flat plain, Carew. What is Carew? Did I even say it right? I try to find. I'm gonna go crazy trying to find it. Gotham City Inc. Did you see it, Sister Helen, or no? Oh, that's why I can't. My glasses are not on. That's why I. Oh, thank you. Gotham City Inc. There's a link right there. Sister Helen's fast at that stuff. I need to learn how to do that that quick. She's like super speed. So Jimmy thinks that 5-7 is going to. They're going to use mind control with that 5-7. What I was saying earlier is that I kind of left off a little bit is that, and this is sad, is another place that I'm seeing it a lot is at elementary schools. And that drives me crazy. And what am I going to do about it?
Don't let your kids go. Don't let your kids go to public schools.
Yeah, that's one thing. That's one thing that we could do. That we could do is keep our kids out of public schools. That's basically one of the only things we could do, guys, because.
You can't sit around and bitch about it and then still still want our fancies and our lollies. We've got to either, if we don't want it, then we don't use it.
I honestly think, in my opinion, I think the only way to go right now is homeschooling, guys. I'm just going to be completely honest with you. If you're out there, and because of this 5-7 that's going around, I would honestly say, this is from experience, guys, or this is from knowledge of 5-7. I would say to homeschool your kids now, because 5-7 is a microwavable controlled weapon, guys, that is going to be used on all of us eventually. But homeschool is the way to go. That's my recommendations. Even Jimmy just said homeschool right there, and Jimmy's totally correct. on that.
We've got to. I was telling you this a couple of shows ago. We've got to break away from the beast. You were like, "What are you hoping is going to come out of all this?" And I told you I'm hoping that it goes back to like when my grandma and my granddaddy were starting off a family. Like, you had your garden, you hunted for your meat, or you grew your meat, or you went fishing, and you made your food at home. Yes, there was grocery stores and stuff, but it wasn't these overblown ones.
Wouldn't it be so nice to live like that, to homestead?
I'm going to. I got my eyes set on it. I'm ready to go.
Carl says that pentagram equals 5'7". That's pretty interesting. I'm gonna have to look into that. Is
You
that?
know how I feel. You know how I feel about the pentagram.
Yeah, I don't. We don't really mess with that thing. I think it's kind of.
No, I don't. It's not the symbol itself, it's the intent behind it. There's nothing evil about a freaking star.
Yeah. I saw one of those the other day. We were at a restaurant getting our food, and the guy that works for me, he was like, there was one on like the where you sit down and there's an umbrella thing above you, like the plastic whatever. Well, somebody put a
Yeah.
sticker of one on there, and he tried to explain the meaning behind it in his version, and I after he got done, I said, "Cool, thank you," and then I kind of explained the meaning behind it the way I see it, and
Yeah.
he says he's never looked at it like that before. So, I mean, it's all over the place. Like it's not like we can get away from it because it's in our face regardless of what we do. Everything that goes on, like we're gonna see it. Like even in even in even when you're going down the street and you see a new business, they're gonna have that. For some reason they have that in their business, and I don't get that part of it. They have it, like say it's a new drink that's coming out. They have that pentagram in their thing, and it's crazy to look at.
It's not a pentagram, it's a star. You said it's next to the new stuff on the menu?
Yeah. No, it was like over the somebody put a sticker up over the where you sit down and you eat. There's an outdoor sitting area at this place, and where you sit down and you eat, people could they could see it up there. They could see that thing right above your head every time. So it's like I was actually gonna try to take that sticker off, but I didn't do that. I didn't want nobody to see me doing that because I don't know, like if the worker put it up or something and then come out and get all mad. So, but I think next time I go, if it is up, I will take it down. Okay. Carl says a star does not look like one. I just saw that right now, but he kind of erased his message. A star does not look like one.
You know what I'm talking about. When you when you draw a star from one point to the end.
Yeah, I'm looking at my son's from school when he was in elementary school, and it's a star right now. I'm looking right at it. There's a picture of him in October Science, and it's a star, and you can see if you put a circle around it, it's basically what he's talking about. Like what you're talking about with the star. If you draw it out. So it's pretty interesting, the whole setup around it. And if that equals 5'7", then that plays into this whole conversation because it's a whole evil step moving forward. But you're kind of looking at things like maybe things are reversed, because they do everything in reverse. So maybe you're thinking that they're doing like a reverse I'm not saying in this situation, but I know other things you think that they're doing a reverse kind of deal on us. You know what I mean?
That was with the Bible that I was talking about. I
Yeah.
think they're using the Bible as a playbook and
Yeah.
not things in the Bible necessarily coming true.
Yeah. Hey guys, if I miss your comment, don't get mad at me because I don't see them right away on my computer. My computer really is slow. So, but I try to get to the comments like right when they pop up. And you know what I'm not doing, Sister Allen? Is I haven't put anybody's since you put this up here, I'll put this up here so people can click on this. I haven't put anybody's comments up here. I apologize for that, guys. Jeez. Come on, Sister Helen, you gotta tell me to get on the game. Get on my game plan. I'm slipping, sliding. I'm slipping over here. No, just joking. It's been a weird week. Like I was telling Sister Helen before we so 5-7 to cap that off, guys, because I don't want to go too in detail with it. If you want to know a lot more about it, you can listen to a lot of my old videos, and there's a lot of people I've watched on this, and I you know, in 2014, the Gov came out with a they came out with a the leader of the army or whatever came out and he said that they're just going to roll this 5-7 out without even testing it or anything. And this was in 2014. This video came out. I'm pretty sure it was 2014. If I'm wrong, let me know, guys. If I, because I like to be as accurate as possible.
People have been kicking and screaming about it for about that long, and I'm just over it. It's like they're rolling through with it anyway, so I'm just going to try to move away from the city. If I'm on 3 to 5 acres of my own land, how are they going to get a tower close enough to me to injure me?
Yeah, so here's the thing with that. Like now the people like who are complaining and talking about it now, if they would have started that 5 years ago and started put, they went through if they would have went through, hey Gino, what's going on? If they would have went through the court systems and started fighting, when I was sending people to the courthouses and got a jump on it before like I said, these courthouses over here in Colorado, they didn't even know what 5-7 was. So if we could have back then, if I would have known a lot better, known more about this, I could have, instead of just sending them to the courthouse, we could have went through the court system, which we know is kind of iffy sometimes, and fought this because I think it's really important. Because this boils down to the future of our kids, our grandchildren, and now we gotta deal with it. Now we gotta deal with our actions for not taking action.
No, and that's why I'm going to take action and move the hell away from all this crap.
I mean, don't get me wrong, homesteading would be the best thing to do if you got the money behind you. That's what I want to do, is I want to homestead eventually, and I have land. I actually already have land to do this on, and I just need money to start building on it, because I want to put everybody knows I want to put a cowboy town on it. I want to put a cowboy town to the land. So
I think you're starting off with big hopes, and you need to start off a little bit like baby steps, bro.
Yeah, that's why I put the container there to store things for right now. I didn't get real into it yet, because I know it's going to be a lot of work. It's going to be a lot of work. I paid the taxes on it this year. Of course, you have to. The taxes are going to come up, So I had to knock that out right away. I was blessed to have this inherit. I got the inheritance of this, so I was lucky enough to get this. Hey Sammy, what's going on? God, this thing is slow.
Is it around you?
What's that?
Your land.
It's about 3 to 4 hours away from me, so it's not that far. Maybe less than that. Maybe 2.5 hours. 2.5 hour drive. The only thing is I don't like the little town that's by there. They're like really back. They're way back. So it's like that's the only bad thing about that. So for the next town, if I wanted to get supplies and I didn't want to deal with them, I would have to drive all the way another hour to another town. The town is like 5-10 minutes away, but the it's just going there and dealing with those people. Maybe they changed. I don't know. But the last time I was there, these people were really rude. They were really not. They were really not happy with me being there.
Well, you weren't from around those parts.
Yeah, and they weren't happy with anybody that came to visit either. So it wasn't just me. It was quite a bit of people, I guess. So 5/7, guys, it's coming. Be prepared. Be ready. It's microwavable energy. It's Helen got a great idea to move away, and because they have to, from my understanding, it has to be like every couple blocks. So if she got 2 or 3 acres, that's gonna protect her, for the most part from it. You know what I mean? The other thing that ties into this is that Starlink that's going up, and I actually think I caught some of it about a month ago. I went outside and I went to go film. I was filming something else, and I kind of looked up, and I think I saw what everybody's been talking about. I'm not for sure. I got it on video camera. So if it looks good and if it's what I think it is, I'll play it for everybody so that everybody can see that the video I took. I think everybody will be really interested in what that was. And I'm interested. I just have to learn how to take video off of HD cards.
They're drones.
No, well, according to Elon, he shipped some Starlink through the sky, and I know they saw it over Wyoming. Wyoming's right next to us, so I think I got a part of it. I think that I videotaped a part of it on accident, and this was before all the fireworks stuff. So,
was it one thing?
Yeah, it was just one big light that went across the sky.
Everybody's been noticing that. There was like 3 different states that reported it to this one weather channel that I watched, and he was like showing it, and he was like, "What is that? That is so crazy. Have you ever seen? I've never seen anything like that before in my life." And I'm looking at it, and I'm like, "It's a freaking star. It's not a normal star, but it's a freaking star." You could tell by the way it was like it looked like a speaker with the cymatics going and everything.
Yeah. Well, according to Elon, it's the Starlink. So,
No, the Starlink is a line of them. They're drones. I've seen them. It looks fake as crap, dude. It's got to be real because it looks so fake. I've already seen people debunking it. How they're like, "Oh, well, how could the lights be up in the sky like that?" While the person's got the new firework drones behind them, doing all kinds of crazy geometrical shapes and everything in the sky.
Okay, see, I didn't know it was. I didn't know it was maybe what you're saying there about the.
They have fireworks that they can fly way up in the sky. They look like they're way up there. They look like they're stars, and they can make them do shapes with the computer that they have, and they can make them go in different shapes. They can do words. They can do all kinds of stuff. So I'm sure that they could go in a straight line across some states every now and then.
Yeah, well, they like that. That seems like basic technology for them, in my opinion. I think that they could do more, but
yeah, I mean, the limb that they took to the moon looks like a meth head's tree fort. So I mean, yeah, they have better. They could do better, but why? Because people just buy it.
Why do people buy this so easy? Like all the stuff that they're doing. Why is that? Why is that so easy to accept? See, that's the other thing I wanted to talk about was cognitive dissonance. That's why. That's the topic that I was leaning towards tonight. when we talk about the FE movement. But
they want it.
So you don't think that Starlink is connected to the 5G? It don't have anything to do with the 5G?
No, I'm not saying that. I was just saying how they're talking about there's so many satellites going up there and people are seeing them up in the air. And they're like, see, it's real, like it's a debunking factor. And it's like, no, bruh, do some research. I didn't even have to dig deep to figure out what those things were.
Okay, so I wonder what I caught on video. I have to still pull it off my HD card, so I'm still working on that.
Know, but the weather guy that thinks we're spinning through outer space chasing the sun.
Everybody thinks we're spinning through outer space chasing the
sun. He was like astonished by it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it looks like the North Star. Like, it wasn't where the North Star was supposed to be, but it was like bright like that and doing the different colors.
Yeah.
Because the first person that zoomed in on it, like, got a good picture of it. And remember the thing that Richie from Boston and Big Sib were videotaping that one night?
Was it Big Sib or was it the dude from Wyoming?
No, it was Big Sib. They were out there and they're videotaping this light that was in the sky because he was in Louisiana. And that's exactly what the thing looked like that they were showing. But the thing that they were showing that they caught on the 4th of July was like, it was when it would pulsate, like the colors would change in it, like the North Star does when you zoom in on it.
Really?
Yeah, so I'm watching the thing just to check out the weather and everything. And he's like, have you ever seen anything like that? Like, this was so astonishing that people weren't even paying attention to the fireworks. You can see the lights from the fireworks going off over here. I've never seen anything like this before in my life. And I'm like, okay, well, you've never zoomed in on a star.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. I wish. Do you know anybody who caught that news report that recorded it?
It was on a weather channel that I watch on YouTube.
That's really interesting. I'd like to see what they saw too, because
let me see if I can find it. Hopefully I don't lose audio with you.
I want to match it up with there's Jimmy. Yeah, I've seen them. They take about 20 minutes for them to go by. See, that's what I'm saying. This thing, whatever I caught, took a while to go by. So Jimmy, you're right, man, that it takes a minute for it to go by because we were filming for like about 10 minutes before I even saw it. I saw the light and then we were filming a video for one of our skits, and then I saw the light, and then I finally, after filming the skit, I looked up and it was still up there, and I caught some of it. So I'm hoping that it's good. It's good video. Like, hopefully I caught something because I had the good camera on there. When I went to go film it. So I'm excited to see what it is. I'm really excited.
All right, I just posted the link.
Okay.
Yeah, Jimmy, they go in a line, one right after the other.
That's what I've heard from several people. What you just said, the same thing. The same thing.
I saw them with my naked eye go right over.
Yeah. You posted it, right? It hasn't came up yet. One right. Oh, there it goes. It finally came up right now. Probably 20 miles apart. You think? He says one right after another. Where's the link? There's the link right. There's the link right there, guys. I'm gonna click on it when we get done here, so I can see what it was about. Because I want to match it up with what I filmed. I'm gonna look at it through the camera. I won't be able to look at it through on my computer yet. But one right after another, probably about 20 miles apart. That's really interesting, to be honest with you. Like, but no, to answer my question there, Sister Helen, do you think that has anything to do with 5-7 or anybody else here? Carl, anybody, Jimmy? Do you think that those Starlinks are going to be connected to 5-7? That's the question that I have for everybody.
Let them tell it is, because we're supposed to be able to lose our routers and all that stuff.
Really? I'm gonna go make sure my air conditioner is on because I'm kind of sweating already. So hold on just a second, okay? Ike Diaz live with Lord Help Us Tampa. Thank you everybody for being here. Hold on just a second. Lord Help Us Tampa is gonna take over again for a second. Sister Helen,
Yeah.
rock and roll, sister.
Put me on the spot again, guys. You should play that video that I just put up. Not be a wuss about it. He doesn't have to listen to the volume. Yeah, he's the puppet that they put on the front. They put him up anyways.
And I realized I went in there and I looked at the air conditioning. Uh-oh.
What'd you do?
I think my internet went out right now. Could you check on your end to see if we're still up?
No, we're buffering.
Huh?
We're buffering. Oh, wait. It just stopped.
Okay, cool. I got worried there. Ike Diaz live. Lord Help Us Tampa. We live up in here. I got worried. I was like, oh, shoot. My internet went out. This has been an interesting conversation. I didn't think we would go that long on 5-7 because we've already talked so much about it. We've listened to so many things about it. Don't know Elon Musk is the one putting them up. Elon Musk came up in a conversation this week too. I had a long conversation about Elon Musk, and I know everybody's heard about the Neuralink. I've talked about this too before, several times. I think that Elon Musk actually took that, and that's why it takes him when you watch him in interviews, it takes him a minute to respond. And I think the reason it takes him so long to respond is because he has the Neuralink already in his head, the Neuralace or whatever people want to call it. I think it's already there.
You can go with your theory, and I'm gonna go with the theory that I've been sticking with since I saw that goofball. He is like the beta version of AI. I don't even think he's human because
you don't
he doesn't walk like he's human. He doesn't talk like he's human. He, like you said, he waits a second to respond to you. Like it has to register first.
It's like asking Google, what is the answer here? You know what I mean? That's when you're listening to him or watching him in an interview. It's really like it's really like watching him do like it's really weird watching him. It's like yeah, they already hit us right now. I just got an email, and then the commercials are like 5-minute commercials, so it's all right. It's okay. It's okay, Sister Helen. It's okay. We're doing good. She's like, we got to get over to D Live, Ike. We got to get over there.
So much more chill over there.
Jimmy said, "That's interesting." I don't know what I was saying. That was interesting. Sorry. Oh, well, we were talking about Elon Musk about the way he responds. That's really interesting. It's like the way he responds is like, is like. So I asked Sister Helen, ask me like a weird question, and I'm going to respond to you.
Ask you a weird question?
Yeah, just an off the wall question, like.
What does blue smell like?
if you look into the registry and you figure out what the definition and the starting point for the question, then you could get your answer. That's exactly how he does it. Hey Trent, what's going on, bro? Hey Ike Doggy. Ike Dog's in the house. No, that's on Barajas Brothers TV and podcast. But we did it just like he would do it, right? Helen, was that pretty good? Our ad lib there.
Yes.
So Jimmy, if you got to hear that, that's pretty much how he does it on every question. It's not just one question; it's every question. And to me, it's like when you ask Google a question. Hey Google, what's the shape of the Earth? An oblate spheroid. That's what it used to say. Then it started sending you to another thing. Well, anyway, the point is that Elon Musk got a really big hand in this 5G or 5.7. I'm blowing it tonight. He got a really big hand in this. If we're saying this is connected, if this Starlink is connected to the 5.7, guys. And it's not that I'm trying to put all kinds of theories out there about the 5.7. It's just all the information is out there. So I'm not out here putting out theories or just making up different thoughts about this. We're actually telling you what they're doing with that as far as the what the government along with Elon Musk. And you got to remember, NASA, everybody thinks Elon Musk is out there working by himself. They don't realize that NASA is paying him. NASA is the one that's funding all of his projects. So if you have NASA behind you with that budget, imagine the things that you could do. It's so
The government is behind him, not NASA. The government is behind him because he has
a NASA contract though.
He got signed on to do the Space Force crap. And they're just getting more outrageous and more outrageous with it.
Yeah, it's horrible. It's like Jimmy says, see, man, if you see these questions, go ahead and just yell them out, Sister Helen, because I'm missing them. I think so. Where does the lie though? Where does he lie though? I think so. Where does he lie though? Explain that to me, Jimmy. You kind of lost me on that there. I kind of got lost on that. I don't know what he was saying, to be honest with you. I want to thank everybody again for tuning in to Ike Diaz Live along with Sister Helen, Lord Help Us Tampa. You guys are all amazing. We got a lot of people here tonight, so it's pretty fun. I'm pretty excited. 2 weeks off.
13 watching. Ooh.
I know. We get to rocking and rolling. Please say hello if you're here. I'd really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. Sometimes we got the listeners, but we don't got the they don't like to comment.
And I appreciate the listeners just the same.
I know we love all you guys, even if you just listen. I'm so happy to have you guys here. I'm so happy to have you guys here. And like I said, I was supposed to have my cousin on, and I forgot that she didn't have my phone. I called her from my work phone. She don't have that number.
Oh, he was saying, okay. Elon, where does he have his hand in it?
That's pretty interesting to bring him up in this conversation, though. But like I said, I did have a long conversation about him this week. Like we had a deep conversation, and I know. Do I want to put my energy that way? Well, when it comes to him, we're still like at the stepping. We're still like stepping, trying to figure out what he's actually doing. So it's like interesting to see him put out his information to the public because it seems like there's a lot of secrecy going on. Of course, there's a lot of secrecy going on, but with him especially, there's a lot of secrecy going on because a lot of these projects they're putting out there, like they're like putting them in front of our face, but a lot of them are top secret too. On the other hand, I turned my air conditioner way down because I was sweating right now. I was like, "What the heck is going on?"
I'm treating it like I treated this whole situation when it started, and I'm not giving it my energy because it's not going to affect my life one way or the other. I know it's coming. What am I to do? They're going to put it up anyways in the big city, so move out of the city.
So if you have any questions about 5-7, write them in the comments later. We need more comments in the comments, guys. I don't know what's going on with that, but please leave comments for us about 5-7, and the more information I find out about it, I will post it on this one, and I'll post some of my old links where I actually investigate and do and I do talk more about in detail about what's going on with 5-7, guys. So I will do that for everybody. If you like, just write it in the comments. Let me know, and I'll put a link. Not right now, but I can put the link later after we get done. I'll either put it in the description or I'll put it in the comments. Sister Helen was laughing at me last week because I had 10 comments on there. I'm asking everybody to at least write 10 comments. It'd be so awesome if you guys could help us out with that. I
was laughing because there was comments on there, but they were all from you.
I know. I wrote all the comments last week. We had the chat going like here, but when it came to the comment section, we didn't get a lot of people commenting after the show. I don't know why. That was weird because normally we do get a bunch of comments and questions or just anything, I guess, hellos or whatever. So real quick, let's move on to the FE stuff. But real quick, before I go on to the FE stuff, I want to talk about I don't know how it was out there, but out here in Colorado for this whole last week leading up to the 4th, fireworks are banned out here. You're not supposed to have any fireworks at all or anything. And all the fireworks shows got canceled out here because of Virus 33. I'll just leave that alone. And so they got canceled. There was only like 3 fireworks shows, and there was a limit to people going to these shows. You had to, like, once it was full, they weren't going to let you park or anything. So this 4th of July reminded me of when I was a kid because everybody had fireworks and the big fireworks. There wasn't no it wasn't no sparklers and all that. These guys had their own fireworks shows going on. I mean, I tried to take a nap the other night, 2 nights before the 4th, and it was like from 9 to 11. I was just taking a real quick nap, and I couldn't sleep because every couple minutes, boom, boom, these loud fireworks. So I don't know how it was for you there in Florida. How was it there?
I live in the hood. It sounds like a war zone any freaking holiday that there is.
That's what it sounded like for the first time in a long time out here in Colorado. Like, for the last 10, 15 years, when you look around, there's nothing going on unless you go to an actual show. And this year was totally different. And, Colorado's if you don't know, Colorado is back on lockdown, which sucks because we were going out and we were getting some things set up, and our things are now put on hold because of this, whatever, I don't know, this governor is, I don't know what this governor is thinking, but so that I wanted to bring that up real quick. So yeah, I guess everybody had a wonderful 4th of July. Shout out to everybody who celebrates holidays.
I had a great 4th of July. I taught my kids because the little sparklers that they sell them now in the packs, they suck. But they were selling like these little mini Roman candles, and we had a bunch of those things, right?
Yeah.
And I had already showed my son to hold it at the end and hold it up, and they're gonna spit out one at a time. And when they're all done, you can pull it back down, but hold it away from you,
Yeah.
right? So then my daughter comes out and she's like, "What are these?" And I was like, "They're like little mini Roman candle type things." And she was like, "How do you use them?" And I was like, "You hold the end with your hand and you hold it out." And she goes to read the instructions on it, and it says, "Do not hold in hand." And I was like, "Don't read that crap. You hold it in your hand. You hold it in your hand way down at the bottom right here, and you let it shoot off. You just hold it away from you."
That's crazy. That's like the pop bottle rockets, huh?
Yeah, that's because my son, he was like, I need a bottle, but his bottle rockets were going to be too big and flimsy. They were going to knock the bottle right over. So I was like, just give it. I was like, put it in the ground. So the first one he put in the ground, he put it in there too hard, so it just kind of right there. So the next one,
Wow.
I'm like, just give it to me, and I hold it with my 2 fingers, and that thing fires up, and I let go right as it goes to explode, and it.
Wow. That's crazy. Jimmy said that what did he say? I can't see the comments. Pop up. I see he left a
Yeah,
comment.
everyone had fireworks. Some had dynamite.
Oh, so that's what it says? As soon as it
Yeah,
pops up, I'll put it on the screen. I still can't see it. I just saw that he left a comment. This sucks,
I
man.
I live in a kind of neighborhood that, like, where if you hear a big bang, you're not looking up in the sky for fireworks. You're ducking down.
I
And
know.
getting
I grew up like that, so it's like, oh yeah, everybody had fireworks here. Some had dynamite. He's told us where he's at before. Where are you at, Jimmy? Again? He's gonna tell us, and I'll see it like 5 minutes later. I forgot where Jimmy's from. He's told us several times.
I don't understand where people get all the money from for the fireworks around this neighborhood, because they let off like the big loud shit.
Yeah, even like the last 2 or 3 years, me and my son, we still went up to like right here by our house because they have the Northland fireworks show, and we've been watching that for like 20 years with my kids. But me and my son went the last couple of years. I think we were late last year or the year before or something. I can't remember. But we always get like right underneath the fireworks. And what I was saying with the bottle rockets, I used to just hold them in my hand, light them, and let them go.
Right, and that's what I was doing, because that's how my dad taught me how to use them. I grew up around my dad and all of my uncles, so like, and every 4th of July, it was all of us around, so I'd be hanging out with them, and they'd be all probably roasted, but still fun as can be, because we had a ball every 4th of July. But they taught me how to do the fireworks and everything the way that they did them, not by the stupid instructions on the packages.
Yeah, it just came up right now. He's from Mossy Rock, Washington State. He's told us that several times. I don't think he's ever told us the Mossy Rock, but he always says Washington State.
You guys get a lot of sun out there. Holy crap. I cannot believe it stays light until like 10 o'clock at night
Where's that?
up there in Washington State.
It's really like that?
Yeah.
Well, the weird thing is I saw pictures of Alaska or a video of Alaska, and you always hear the story about how it's light for like 6 months or something. I want to go test it out too. I've seen several of other guys that are in the FE community go do it. But I want to do it eventually too. I want to take a trip up there and do it. But it's actually a pretty big city. I don't know if you've seen pictures of Alaska. What I was looking at was It's
It's
called
not a city, it's a state.
well, the city though that I was looking at was called Houston, Alaska. I don't know if you've ever heard of that before, but it was called Houston, Alaska. Like Houston, Texas, but Houston, Alaska. And
No, but this one does stay out there 24 hours a day during certain times of the year, I've heard.
yeah. And this place was pretty big. This place was pretty massive. It was a pretty big location. You know what I mean? Like it was
Yeah,
like a
there's
really
still
good
places
shit.
there's still places in Alaska where you can just go and just claim the territory.
Really,
Like, this land is mine. I'm gonna build a house here.
I would move to Alaska. I'm gonna be honest with you. You know, like if I had the money to go build, like we talked about earlier, the land, just the land alone, you know, but I would go out of state too, because Colorado is just so, oh man, the changes in Colorado have just been like even in the last 3 or 4 months, it's just been horrible. Like nothing.
Holy crap, the sun sets at 1 a.m. and comes out at 5 a.m. You're up north.
And that's in Washington doing that?
Yeah.
Oh my
Because
gosh.
Owen Benjamin, when he does his piano streams at nighttime, it'll be like 10 o'clock. After 10 o'clock sometimes when he's finishing, and you can see like the sun is just starting to like go down.
That's crazy. I put that on there, but I'm gonna put up what's the name's page so that people can go by there. I think that's the page. I'm not sure, or that you posted that. I don't know. I don't remember what link that was.
That was because of the light
Oh,
in the sky.
there it is, right there. Flat Earth, Gold Coast. I don't know what that is.
Oh, he's talking about Alaska. He's not talking about Washington.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure. I want to put this up just for a second so people could check out this group because, like I said, this group right here is it's not a bunch of controversy like when you go to other groups. All I see is when I go to other groups, I won't even go in there no more because they're always arguing back and forth about the same stuff, and I'm like, oh man, I have enough of that, you know. But that leads me into this right here: cognitive dissonance when it comes to accepting the part of being in the FE community, guys. Like, um, I talked to Sister Helen tonight before we went live, and I told her it took me like 2 years to get over my cognitive dissonance to believe that to understand that we don't live on a heliocentric model. You know, we don't, and it took me a long time to accept that. And
It's a grieving process, Ike. We have an emotional bond to it because we were taught that since we can remember. It's been a part of our life, and we're having to let that part of our life die. So, and some people aren't willing to let that part of their life die. They're willing to just go, nope, you're crazy.
the way I explain it to people, this is how I explain cognitive dissonance. Is I say you have a couple, a guy and a girl, right? And the girl is cheating on the guy, and people tell him and give him the evidence, but he still don't want to believe it. That's how I describe cognitive dissonance to people. And
Right.
then
It's like a relationship. You've got an emotional bond. You don't want to let that emotional bond go. So you choose not to see it. You don't want to let that part of your life go. It's like you have to it's like something died in you when you find out that
we've been lied to. That's the people
yeah,
always ask me. People always ask me why is it so important? Why? It's because of the deception that we're under. That's why it's so the FE movement is so important to me. That's why I belong to this. I know you get upset when I say community, but that's the reason I belong to this community, because we've been put under so much deception. We don't even know what is real anymore and what is fake, because everything is processed. Everything is plastic. Nothing is real anymore. Like, the only thing that we know is real is in our heart, and our Lord through Jesus. That's the only thing we know is real, and the love for our family members and friends, you know. But besides that, I, everything else is plastic. So how do you feel about the cognitive dissonance, and how long did you feel like you were going through it?
It was kind of like, it resonated a lot with me watching Owen Benjamin go through his whole thing that Dirk put together,
Yeah,
and like the different clips from the different shows of him figuring it all out. And it was like, it was touching, and it was touching for a lot of people, because like we were all watching him going, yeah, I know, bruh, but nobody wanted to say anything to him because we didn't want to come at him like a bunch of crazy flat earthers attacking him.
yeah.
We just had to let him work his way through it. And by the end, he's just like, fuck it, it's flat. I don't care. And it's like,
I know it was crazy. I know Jimmy left another message. It's still not up here. This is I'm gonna have to send StreamYard a message and see if it's my computer that's too slow, or if it's there, it just popped up. He said
yeah, I see it took him a long time, and I don't know his shape it is either, Jimmy. I just follow along with Ike. I try to back him up, but I know it's exactly what you're saying. I'm right with you there, bro, because like I know what it's not. I know it's not what they've been presenting to me.
yeah, it's an enclosed system, so you could just work from there. Once you realize it's an enclosed system, you could work from there, and you could pretty much figure out the shape of the Earth. You know what I mean? Like, a person may or may not believe it, but once they do, if they do believe it, then um, then the
Who
thing is,
was who was the first guy way back that went up in the balloon?
didn't they just make a movie about that?
I don't
You're
know.
talking about and his son went to the depths of the ocean. They made there's a beer commercial or
No,
something.
they after he did that, yeah,
Picard.
yeah. After he did that, he went right down into the ocean and started working from there. But from what I gather, he said that it looked like it was like a sunken in thing with like raised sides. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like like a deep dish pizza.
that's why with him saying that, it's like saying that the Earth is an enclosed system, and that's what most of these scientists say, that the Earth is an enclosed system. That's what we get from these guys that are able to speak, that they give permission to speak. They all say that this is an enclosed system. So, and when there's lightning and thunderstorms, you understand that it's an enclosed system now that you know about it, because it's just like, I've been coaching for years, and when you're in the gym and if something crashes really hard on the ground, the whole place is gonna thunder. So that's why when you hear that thunder, something was going on there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I was at my mom's house on the 4th, and it looked like it was gonna rain for a while because there was dark clouds overhead,
Yeah.
and then the clouds eventually blew out of the way, and it was all clear, and then rain starts falling, and I was like, "What is that? Is that coming from your phone?" I asked my daughter, and she was like, "No." I was like, "Is that rain?" And she was like, "I think so." I'm like, "Where is it coming from?" And she looks at me and goes, "The clouds." And I looked up in the sky and I was like, "Yeah, that's what they tell us, isn't it? There ain't a freaking cloud up there."
Wow. That's a pretty good story right there. You have some really good stories with your daughter and stuff. That's pretty cool.
Well, I
That's
told
pretty
you
cool.
she she asked me about Helen Keller. She was
Yeah.
like, Mom, is she real? Because like, how would she know what the word water was, and if she couldn't see or hear? And I was like, exactly. You're doing a very good job. Keep your critical thinking up.
Well, just like there's all them quotes that even I use some of them as like people would rather keep believing a lie than admit they've been lied to. The guy that wrote that, do we really know that he was a real person, or do you think it was a bunch of people that wrote them stories and they just made it one person? I've thought about it over and over.
No, it's easier to fool someone than to convince them they've been fooled.
Yeah, that one. But just like
Wasn't
the other one where um, if you don't watch the news, you're uninformed, and if you do watch the news, you're misinformed. The guy that quotes those, the he wrote all kinds of books. But what I'm saying is, was he a real person? How do we explain asteroids? I've been thinking about that a lot lately because shooting stars. But do you know who I'm talking about?
no.
The
Have you ever seen an asteroid?
No, I'm not the asteroids. I'm talking about the guy from the book. Still, real quick before we go on. You don't remember? I can't remember who it is, but what I'm saying is like the same thing you're saying with Helen Keller. Was she a real person? And I'm saying the same thing with this author. Was he a real person, or they just get a bunch of stories and put them together? Like a lot of people in our history, I wonder if they were real people or if if it was just a story. Just like the guy from the Wild West, Billy the Kid. Was Billy the Kid a real person, or was it just a story? Just some questions I got. Like since we've been lied to so much about the history, I just want to know some of those questions. And then here we go with was that where you're laughing about the asteroid thing?
Well, you had said it. I thought that you asked it, how do we explain asteroids? And I asked if we had ever seen an asteroid before, or do we only know that they're coming at us every year and just barely missing us?
I well, they always have these when they have these like they go and look at these things and they say they were hit by meteors and there's this big old meteor crate or whatever they call it. Well, explain it to me because why is there no fragments left from this meteor? Why is it just a big old hole? So what I'm thinking is this is my opinion, my theory on it is it was an explosion they used. They were testing, a bomb or something, and they let it go off, and now they call it a big meteor crate. Or even maybe they wrecked one of their unidentified flying vehicles that they own, and they had to pick
Right.
up all the
Yeah.
debris. They had to pick up all the debris because they didn't want anybody to know what it is, so they blame it on an asteroid. An asteroid hit us, so the asteroids killed all the dinosaurs, so it could come back and it could get us later,
Yeah.
So those are my theories on it. I don't know. The other thing is, a lot of people ask how do we explain shooting stars? Well, it doesn't matter if it's a heliocentric model or a FE model or a concave model or whatever model anybody thinks it is. Shooting stars could it be on any of those models? Explain that.
It,
What do you
it
think a
was
shooting star is?
well,
You're cracking up.
no, just because I just think that they're in the firmament. No, I was listening to the occultist that I follow last night,
Oh,
and he was explaining something, and I can't remember exactly what it was, but he was like, "Sorry, flat earthers, but this isn't gonna work on a flat earth." And I was like, "Bitch, you give me that information for an hour, and I bet you we can make it work."
yeah.
Don't tell me it won't work on a flat earth. You got me fucked up because everything else does.
Another thing, this guy said that people in this community that don't believe in the heliocentric model, he said they're a little crazy. And then he said he was just joking. And he goes, yeah, they are kind of a little crazy, you know. So
They are freaking crazy.
So they want to do a live stream of it. There's a guy that he believes totally in a heliocentric model. One of my buddies, they want to do a live stream with me, and I keep telling, well, this is another person because this other guy
Tell
he
them
won't.
about the helium.
Oh yeah. No. The reason why I don't want to do these no more is because it's they want to debate. You know what I mean? Everybody wants to debate, and I'm already so far past debates. You know what I mean? I don't care about debates no more.
Right.
I'll talk about the FE movement, but I won't debate with anybody anymore. It just don't make no sense.
You can do it all day long, but at the end of the day, they're both theories.
Yeah.
So,
I think that's Steve right there.
so you can bicker back and forth about the little details about their measurements are off or it's happening and it looks like a flat Earth because of this, but it's really a globe and refraction and mirage and all that fancy fucking word salad. Excuse me, fancy word salad that they try to throw at you.
That's your second F bomb, Sister Helen, on FE Monday. No, I'm just joking. Yeah. Steve, what's going on, man? Thanks for stopping by, man. Are you still awake, dude, or what?
But at the end of the day, when it boils down to it, the globe is a theory, and the flat Earth is a theory. So the main point that you're trying to get to, they're both theories. So why even do the debate? You're just bickering about little petty things.
That's what I've been telling everybody that, and I may have got it from you because we talk all the time. So I may have got that from you. So it's so true now. That's why I don't want to do I was debating and going on all those shows debating people like every day. They would just temper me. So I would just every time they put their phone number up, I'd call in, hey, hello, or whatever the link to get on the show. You know what I mean? And I would do it over and over and over and over. Don't get me wrong. I learned a lot of stuff. That's how I picked up a lot of stuff about what's going on here. They actually, what they did was they told me so much stuff and didn't realize they were debunking their self. They were debunking the heliocentric model as they were giving me information. It's so crazy. It's so crazy. And I think that right there is the cognitive dissonance. They're actually telling me about the FE movement and telling me that we're not living on a heliocentric model, and they don't even realize it. So that leads us back into the cognitive dissonance. That's
cognitive dissonance. They think that they're smart because they paid attention in school and they thought science was awesome.
Yeah, and that's why they call us the Dunning-Kruger effect. That's why they use the Dunning-Kruger effect on us.
And they just regurgitate the information and they just believe it on faith, and they don't realize that they have more faith than I do, and I'm crazy because I believe in God. But I'm
right there with you on that one. So
yeah, they're putting more faith into things that they don't know, that they can't prove, that their senses totally go against, but they're just believing it because somebody told them, which goes back to the thing in the Bible: trust no man, question everything.
I could answer this real quick for you. It just popped up from a lot of airline pilots admit flat Earth. I know that now, but the problem I'm having with that is that according to their science, these planes go about 30,000 miles. These jetliners that carry people, they go about 30,000 miles in the air, and then the air fighters go about 60,000 miles or 60,000 feet in the air. 30,000, so whatever. I always mix that up. But remember the Red Bull jump, and they had the fisheye lens, and then you see the Earth and looked flat out the window, and then they came out in the fisheye lens, and he was about 100,000 feet in the air, or maybe 100,000 feet in the air. He was probably about 80,000 feet in the air. He was right on the border of where the Earth, where he left refraction to where the Earth turned like black or whatever, you know what I mean? Like the night sky, you know what I'm saying? But it was still light on the ground. So, you see Neil deGrasse Tyson over and over say that you can't see the curvature from that height. So I know a lot of airplane, and I'll talk about my buddy. My buddy's an airplane pilot, and it's kind of funny the story that I have, and hopefully, it's not. I'm not repeating it 100 times, but so he's saying that there's no way at that height you could see the curvature of the Earth, and so at 30,000 feet, I don't think there's any way to see the curvature of the Earth out of a plane. The only thing that I could tell you there, and I'm going to get back to this, this is what I think destroys the heliocentric model. This is my theory. I've said this forever. Is the Coriolis effect? The Coriolis. So I asked my buddy, who's an airplane pilot. I says, "Do you adjust for the Coriolis effect?" And he says the computer does it all itself, or the machines do it all itself. He actually did not know what the Coriolis effect was. So you're telling me you're flying an airplane, but you don't know what the Coriolis effect is? Let me see what he said. It would be like living on a road, and then I come and live on a ball. You think I was nuts? Yeah, Jimmy. I one of my skits I do. It's called Round Earth Guy, and I'm over there trying to debate with everybody. Everybody's in the FE community. They learned in school that the Earth was flat. They learned in college the Earth was flat. So I'm in there saying the Earth is heliocentric. They lied to you. So it's in one of my skits. It's pretty funny. It's called Round Earth Guy. It's exactly what you're saying right there. So it's pretty. The skit's pretty funny, but it's that.
Yeah, just like you were saying about Neil deGrasse Tyson says that you can't see the curvature from that high, but then there was curvature. He also said that airplanes wouldn't be affected by the Coriolis effect, but then he said that the freaking touch the field goal at the football game just missed it because of the turn of the Earth.
So they give us lies on top of lies. They tell us some truth.
They give you entertainment.
Yeah, it's like, what do you believe? I know you mentioned football. I was really into football years ago until all this happened, and I'm going to tell everybody right now, because of Virus 33, I don't think there's going to be a football season. So I'm just announcing that right now. So because I usually do sports too. I don't know if anybody knows that I do sports. I know everybody's like, how does he do sports, comedy skits, talk about flat? How does he do all these things? I don't know. I'm going through a weird time in my life, guys. I even said on my Facebook, I just put a funny thing on there. I was like, if you see me in a yellow pimp suit with the cane, just let it go. Just let it go. I'm going through a lot of mental things right now. No, so I think the reason why I'm going to talk about myself just for a second. When I was about 37, 38, my buddy told me I was going through a MIDI because I was like really like out of it, right? So like I finally had got through that, It was a lot to do with the cognitive dissonance, getting through the depression of finding out about, because there is depression when you find out about this stuff.
It's a grieving process.
Yeah. I went into a lot of depression, a lot of grieving for a long time, guys. I'm going to be honest with everybody. Anybody that listens to this, if you come into this community and you figure out that the heliocentric model is a lie, it's going to hurt for a long time. It's like getting slapped, or it's like finding out the woman you love like forever doesn't love you. That's what it's like, that heartbreak. Well, for me, that's what it was like. So, but I'm just giving everybody some kind of advice so that if you do come into, like I said, we have a couple listeners that are coming over from the group that we're in. Shout out to Mile High Bosses, and shout out to Crystal Garcia and Mile High Bosses. I'll put the link in there later. She's supporting us. This is in the group right now, live. So hopefully people are checking it out. Hopefully people are stopping in and saying hello, or stopping in at least looking at what we're talking about. So yeah, so the grieving process and the depression was really hard. So at that point, he told me I was going through a midi when I was really just probably going through depression and grieving over the FE community. So now, I'm 40 years old now. Maybe this is the midi now. Maybe I'm having the midi now, and so I'm like, I want to do these goofy skits. I'm devoted to the FE community, Jesus, God. We're borderline on these skits as far as what we say and what we do. When we do our other podcast, our live stream, I got a foul mouth. I apologize. And my cousin's always saying, "Why are you justifying what you're saying? That's you. That's who you are." Like, it's not who I am. It's like I'm trying to go along with this so it comes out funnier for people. You know what I mean? Like, I got to really. I don't know. I have this problem when I get around people who cuss. I turn into a what do they call it, a sailor or something? Cussing like a sailor.
Yep.
So that's my little story. Maybe it's now. So I'm just like, I just want to do things. I want to go do things. I don't want to be. Um, and then you got to think about it too. They put this weird lockdown on us, which I never accepted in the first place, and I was doing everything I wanted to do. Maybe that I felt like I was. I did really feel like I was slowed down because I didn't even want to do live streams for a while. I talked to Helen a few times. We went for like a month without doing a live stream.
Yep.
Maybe that maybe I was, it got to me so much that I didn't, the only thing to talk about was those two things that were going on. Chair squeaking. Um, the only things that were going on were those two things, and I just didn't want to talk about them. And Sister Helen felt the same way. She told me she didn't want to put her energy towards it, and that's why I'm trying to, like, tonight. I came up with a couple topics. One, 5-7, and then cognitive dissonance when you come into the FE community. And I think though, that kept us away from um those
I
two
wouldn't call
topics.
I wouldn't call it cognitive dissonance because like that's like you just don't see it. Like when you come into the community and you're open minded and you actually look at the information and you're like, how do I know this? Oh wait, this isn't a real picture. Okay, there's holes in that story there, and holy crap! And it's a grieving process.
Yeah. But I'm talking about going it's the cognitive dissonance that I'm talking about is like right before you step over and just say, "Hey, okay, we've been lied to." When you're still holding it in, saying, "Oh no, we live on a beautiful heliocentric model and we're still flying through outer space." When you've already been given all the information that should
Right.
change.
That's why it's a grieving process because you go through denial and then you go through like bargaining, like no, say it's not so. Somebody please help me. Please send me the information. And then you go into a depression, and there's a couple other stages too, but the last one is acceptance.
Once you hit the acceptance though, you start to feel free again. Where before you don't, where you feel like you're contained, and you start to feel free again. That's why I say maybe I'm going through maybe I'm going through a midi now, or maybe I'm going accepting it, and I'm just like, let's just live our life now. But it's not. I'm not. I'm not saying like do as thou wilt. And everybody should know what I'm talking about. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that.
No, you're right. We should live our life.
Yeah, and I believe in that. I think that we should live our life. If I think that doing these comedy skits are funny and it's helping me move forward and be happy in my life, then I think that that's what I'm going to do for right now. Like, yeah, people have complained about it because they're
Oh,
borderline.
yeah.
They're borderline, and
Oh, well,
I know.
you're kidding me. People complained on the internet? No,
Yeah.
I don't
Because
believe it. Say it's not so.
I,
I can't believe it.
I know, I know,
People complain on here?
I know. People expect, even
Captain
people,
Pricey, okay, the world is not flat. Well, the world is not a ball either, so
like people expect me to like become a pastor or something. I'm not that person. I keep trying to explain that to people,
you're
and
too stressed to be a pastor.
Captain Pricey said the world is not flat. Ghosts are real. Shout out to Captain Pricey. Thank you for stopping by. So let me I can tell you that from research that I've done and videos that I've watched that you can actually create. I've never seen a ghost. I don't believe in ghosts. I believe in demons and fallen angels, but I don't believe in ghosts.
Yeah,
Um,
tomato, tomato. Good.
yeah. So
People can use it, dude.
but I've never seen a ghost. But I know that you can create from the research, the study, the videos that you can create. I forgot what it's called here in the front of your frontal cortex or vortex or whatever. They say that you can actually create some kind of spiritual being with that. So that's something to look into because I'm not a ghost hunter. I don't know. That was one of the things me and my daughter I went and bought all the stuff. I kept buying my daughter all kinds of businesses to keep her happy. And that was one of the things I did. I bought her everything to be a ghost hunter. Okay. So yeah, your frontal vortex, you can create an image of a ghost or something like that. So yeah, you
Or
got,
how do you know that their pineal gland or their aperture, as James True likes to call it, is just not open more, and they're able to see it, and you're not?
yeah, that's one thing I thought about is the third eye. When they talk about the frontal vortex, I thought about the pineal gland, the third eye, and to wonder if that was what people are using to see these spirits or whatever they're called. The Stanley Hotel has an active vortex. I've been there. I've slept there, man. I got pictures of that place, man. And the weird thing, you bringing that up, Captain Pricey? Have you been? Are you from Colorado? Did you come over from Mile High Bosses? Once again, shout out to Mile High Bosses and Crystal Garcia. Thank you for supporting us, supporting our live streams, sponsoring our live streams. You're awesome, Crystal Garcia.
He says he's from the UK.
Oh, you're from the UK? Okay, so have you been to the Stanley Hotel? What's that? Somebody else is texting me right now. Okay, so what I'm gonna say is that the room is 237. That's the room, the famous room. Oh, you've been there, so you've been to Colorado before. That's where I live, is Colorado, Captain Pricey. So the room is 237, and I'm doing a lot of investigation on this, guys. And I've got a lot of little short clips and everything. So 237 comes out to 12. So what I found out was that a lot of TV shows, I don't know what it is. A lot of TV shows come out to, when they check in a motel, they always say 12 or room 12 or building 12. It's either 6, 12, or 18. I don't know if it's like the phone number thing where you know how they always used to use the 555. Yeah, 237. 237 comes out to 12. So I don't know if it's like that. I don't know if it's just coincidental or they use that, or if it's just they always just want to use 12. But just watch, if you next time you watch a show and they show
No,
the address, they show the address of a house, or they show that if they check into a motel, just check to see if it's 12, for the most part, it's going to be 12, like 237, which is 12, or it's going to be Rule 6, or it's going to be 18. Sometimes you have to add it up, just like I did right here with 237. It's not gematria, but it's kind of close to gematria. But that's why I'm doing a lot of research into it to figure out what's going on with that. 'Cause it's something weird. They're telling us something with that. They're telling us it's part of the number system, so they're telling us something. That's like that we always talk about truth in plain sight. They're talking truth in plain sight right there. I'm out of pop, Sister Helen. My voice is starting to go. It's already been an hour and 45 minutes. What do you got? You got anything else to add to this? And we still got all kinds of people. Shoot. I really didn't do a lot of promotion, but the only thing was the groups that I promoted in. You know what I mean? And sometimes I don't do that, so I guess it worked pretty good, huh?
Mm.
Let's wrap it up. What do you want to wrap it up with? Shout out to Captain Pricey. Shout out to Jimmy. Shout out to Carl, Steve. A bunch of Gina was here too. What do you feel like? Oh, Susan showed up too. Let's wrap it up with something good and get out of here. I gotta go finish my food. I'm hungry.
I have no idea.
You have no idea.
No.
We got into a ghost story right at the end, huh? Like, remember, guys, again, go to KBLP LLC 4 on YouTube, and you can check out Planet B.O.B. Tonight. They have a new episode. It's they have a really interesting Captain Pricey. You might be really interested in some of the live streams they got. They got some pretty cool stuff. They dabble in all that stuff like that. They get into all the different. Yeah, nice talking to you. I appreciate it, man. Thank you very much. Yeah, check out KBLP LLC 4 on YouTube, and I think you'll enjoy a lot of the stuff that's up there. We got so many podcasts up. We got over 1,000 podcasts up. No, I'm wrong. We got about 5,000 up there. So just check it out and see if you like it, man. I think you might like the Planet B.O.B. that went on tonight. It's KBLP. Let me put it right here real quick. KBLP LLC 4 on YouTube. It's on all. I'm giving you this one, but you could find KBLP LLC on Spotify, Pandora, iHeart. I'm on everything. I'm on every platform. Every streaming platform you can find me on, but you can find out on right here. You can find the other podcasters that I work with, and they do great live streams and great podcasts. Thank you, Captain Pricey. I appreciate it. Thanks for stopping by, man. You're awesome. Come check us out every 2 weeks. We do FE Monday, so come in and just say hi at least. You know what I mean?
Thank you, Jimmy.
The Big League 2014. Which one is that one? Thanks, Jimmy. Thanks for being here. I really appreciate it. You are awesome, man. I'll see you in 2 weeks, man. We'll be back in 2 weeks, rocking and rolling, man. I think we're gonna have a guest on in 2 weeks. I've been really talking to a person. She's a TI, and she's actually from Colorado. But I'm not gonna have her at my house. But I'll have her on the live stream here. And with me and Sister Helen, and I think that's what we're going to do on the next one. I just got to get to know her a little better and talk to her and see what her story is. But from the information I got so far, she got a really, really crazy story about being a TI. So, and Sister Helen knows I've been trying to dabble in that and trying to figure out how that's working. I just don't want to get somebody on and then me or Sister Helen run into any problems like that, you know. So I don't want to cause anything like that for us, because you never know, you know what I mean? Now it's so easy. Everything we talked about with 5-7, the Starlink, it seems like if they wanted to make you a TI, they could make you a TI from anywhere now. You know what I mean? They don't have to send people after you. They could do it from anywhere, in my opinion.
That's a rabbit hole that I did not fall down.
I've been watching, and RFB says too. He says some of these people look batshit crazy. He says it just like that, but he says some of them are the real deal, you know, and that's why I've been real cautious about finding somebody, because I want to make sure they're the real deal. I don't want some crazy person coming on here and just blabbing all kinds of crazy stuff, nonsense at everybody, when we could, you know. That's why I'm really taking my time with this one. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you don't want somebody coming on and LARPing the show.
Yeah, so I'm like, I want to bring somebody on that's a TI, but I want to make sure it's the right person, you know, and that you and I could talk to them on a level-headed base, you know, because it seems like they're like, when you talk to these TIs or you listen to them, it seems like they're real jumpy and real like skittish. Have you noticed that, or is it that just me?
Their brains are being fried by the drones and the 5G.
So you think that's part of what's happening to them?
No, I don't. That's the freaking LARP that goes on. That's what I'm saying. And you just fell right into it.
I got tired right now.
I've heard the same story over and over and over.
I know. I got tired right now. I went into your rabbit hole right now.
Yeah, you fell right into it.
Sometimes sometimes you'll say something and I'll just agree with you right away, and then I'll think about it, and then I'll be like, oh, hold on, wait a second. What am I agreeing with again? That's sometimes. I don't always do that.
You were saying that the TIs are always like skittish and jumpy, and I told you that's because they were being zapped with the 5G and the drones, and you said, so you do think that's what's going on?
No, I know, but right before that, I did say that I think that with all that going on, I think that eventually they could just do that. They don't need to send people for you. So I agreed with you to a point, but in the past they would send like gang stalkers out after them.
Oh my goodness!
But with technology, you don't have to do that anymore. I don't think. I'm thinking. I don't know.
I watched this one little cat that went from doing like the First Amendment stuff and cussing at the police and everything, and then he turned his life over to Christ, and now he's fallen down the TI rabbit hole, and he thinks that he's a TI now, and he'll make like little like 30-second videos talking about, oh, there goes my gang stalker, and all you see is the freaking ground and him walking and yelling and going, gang stalkers, you better repent, stop gang stalking. Like, oh my god, oh, it's pure entertainment. Oh god, he always gets a thumbs up from me.
I actually watched one. I don't know the person. I just watched the video. So he went into like a grocery store. This guy followed him in there. So a few weeks later, he was like at a hunting and fishing place. The same guy followed him in. So he finally says, "Are you being paid to follow me?" And the guy admitted to being paid to follow the guy. He got it on
video. There's this crazy new thing that they have, and they're called private investigators.
Yeah. Okay. Funny.
Oh my gosh.
Now we're gonna get Sister Helen on one of our comedy skits.
Oh, you're funny.
We're gonna get you on a comedy skit. We're gonna be cracking up with you.
You wanna keep that conspiracy porn so bad. You wanna stay in that rabbit hole so bad because the imagination can just go crazy with it. And
I don't know what to believe with that. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not saying that I believe it. I'm not saying I don't believe it. I just don't know what to say about it. You know.
I'm saying the government can do some twisted shit, but unless you know some things or know somebody or have dirt on somebody or are fixing to flip on somebody, they're not going to come and get you. They're not just going to follow you around and target you. If you have a target on your back, it's because somebody wants to kill you. So it's so you can hit the target in the right spot, you know.
Yeah, like one thing I did learn about all that was that in
They're
the
not just
past when we were
they're,
kids,
yeah.
it'd be done by brujas. If that was the case, that's what it's called out here, a bruja. So,
That's
what?
a wit.
Yeah, yeah. So that's what would come after you. And I got friends that say some real crazy stuff of stuff that's happening that they know that they've seen. I've never seen nothing like that. I'll admit it to you, but I do know that I hear that people in my family were involved in some of that stuff. I don't know this. I'm talking about like a couple generations back. This is stories I heard that they got involved in some of that stuff, but I've never seen it, and it's never been around immediate family. This was just um, like from the 1900s or something, late 1800s or something that they were involved in that stuff. So I don't pay too much attention to. I don't believe in it. You know, I pray to God through Jesus. So through Jesus, there I go, huh? Algorithm. So I pray to God through Jesus, and I don't have to worry about none of that stuff. You know, so and I believe, deep in my heart. So, but it,
But that's the question I have about the TIs. Why would the government just target them just to torture them just for funsies? They've got better things to do. They'd rather stand around the fucking the water cooler and chit chat about what's going on. They don't want to
we
send
don't.
side
We,
people.
to be honest with you, we really don't know what the heck they're doing anymore. I don't even know if they. I don't even know if they know what they're doing anymore. That's how bad this is. Like this is. That's how crazy it is. Like I sit there and wonder, like, do they even understand what they're doing? Because they're just, every other day it's something new that they're throwing at us. So sometimes I wonder, like, what the heck is going on? Like, are they even communicating with each other? Are they even talking to each other? You know? So I don't know.
I just know that when my computer is off and my phone is not on and my life is perfectly fine. I don't know about any of this crap going on. I'm in a good spot. I want to be on more land.
Yeah, I think you get there. I think I'll have to go out there wherever your land is and hang out with you. Shoot, stay away from all the craziness. Just turn the computer off, the phone off, and oh. So my buddy, this is something good. You know how me and Sister Helen, we did withdrawal Wednesdays. A lot of people done it. I don't know. We did it for like 2 months or something. I'm not for sure. So I have a buddy who kind of did it, but what he ended up doing was he ended up getting completely off of social media because of withdrawal Wednesday. So I'm really excited to say, I don't know how long he did it for. Maybe he did it for 2-3 weeks. I don't know, but he did it, and now he's completely off of social media. So I just wanted to throw that out there that it did work for somebody. Like part of it worked for somebody is what I'm saying. So I'm really happy that that happened for one of my friends. I'm not saying get off of social media. Like all of us are on it. Sister Helen knows I'm kind of addicted to Facebook again. I stood away from Facebook for a year, and now I'm on every day. I'm like putting all kinds of stupid stuff on there, talking to people and stuff. So like I don't know. And then people make fun and they say it's for just for grandmas and grandpas. So I guess that's us. I don't know. Sister Helen said, I'm not a grandma yet. You will be.
I just go on there because other people are on there and that's how I communicate with them, but I don't need my Facebook. I barely post on it. I stopped posting because nobody was ever coming by and looking at it, so I was like, whatever. It reminds me of like, I don't know, I think I got my account like 2004, so I was younger then. It was a little kids thing to me. Maybe it's just grandmas and stuff now, but
And your name though, it's hard to tag you. Like I type in your whole name and it won't come up sometimes. I'm like, oh shit. I tried to tag you in the promo stuff today, but it didn't work. So I just put Lord Help Us Tampa. What's that?
It tagged me.
Yeah, because I went when I went to the friends, that's where I found you at. But you know how you could type somebody's name and it'll come up?
Yeah.
It's my other phone to see if it does.
Your devices sure do play a lot of tricks on you.
You know, it's me. It's me. I'll learn one device and then I'll think it's the same on the other one, and I'm like totally confused, you know? So, like, whatever.
My phone wouldn't do it, right? Your phone wouldn't do it.
Yeah, it was my phone. It wasn't me. It was my phone.
I didn't kill that person. The gun did it.
I know. That's like I'll just be quiet about that. We'll have to have a private conversation with that. That's a whole other story in another realm, another place or something. I don't know. We did good. 2 hours, Sister Helen. We set out for an hour, but we always go 2 hours. Why?
Why not?
What's that?
Why not?
I know. I have fun. I hope you have fun. I have a great time talking with you on here. Then we get all these everybody who joins in with us. So we have some nice people that talk to us. We have some awesome people that listen. We just need to get them to start talking to us. But everybody that's listening, thank you for being here. I know we still got a lot of people here. Make sure you check out Mile High Bosses on Facebook. Make sure you check out KBLP LLC on Facebook. Make sure you check out Ike Diaz on every platform. And make sure you check out Ike Diaz and Lord Help Us Tampa, Sister Helen, every 2 weeks on FE Monday, the place to be. It's the place to be. All right, Sister Helen, I'm going to close this one down, okay?
All right.
All right.